June 14, 2025, was a day of spectacle in Washington, D.C., the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army and President Trump's 79th. A massive military parade, long envisioned by Trump, rolled down Constitution Avenue. Thousands of service members marched, armored vehicles rumbled past monuments, and military aircraft roared overhead. President Trump, flanked by First Lady Melania and top officials, presided over the event. He delivered a speech praising the armed forces and administered the Army Oath of Enlistment to new recruits. The day ended with a dazzling fireworks display over the National Mall. Supporters saw the parade as a tribute to the military and a celebration of leadership. But critics questioned the timing and intent, seeing it as more about Trump than the Army. The event, meant to unify, instead highlighted deep national divisions. Was this a patriotic celebration or a political rally in disguise? The parade's scale and symbolism set the stage for a day of conflict, not just in D.C., but across the country. For some, it was a proud display of American strength. For others, it blurred the line between honoring the military and glorifying a single presidency. The spectacle was just beginning. The parade's scale was staggering. Over 6,000 soldiers, 128 tanks, and a sky filled with helicopters and drones. Robotic dogs and advanced tech marched alongside troops, signaling the Army's future. But the spectacle wasn't just military, it was commercial. Corporate sponsors, including brands tied to Trump allies, funded much of the event. Logos from Palantir, Coinbase, Oracle, and a UFC-backed energy drink lined the parade route. Ethics watchdogs sounded alarms, warning of blurred lines between public service and private gain. Richard Painter, former White House ethics lawyer, called it a misuse of government for private interests. Sponsors claimed patriotism, but the optics were jarring. Military might mixed with marketing. The sponsorship controversy fueled debate. Was this a national celebration or a branding opportunity for Trump's circle? The fusion of military pageantry and corporate promotion left many uneasy. For some, it was a patriotic partnership. For others, a troubling precedent. The event's funding became as contentious as its purpose. The parade was no longer just about the Army. It was about influence, money, and power. The questions lingered long after the tanks rolled by. The ethics of the day were as much on display as the hardware. The parade spectacle came with chaos, heat, crowds, and medical emergencies. 48 people were treated on site. 31 went to hospitals, mostly for heat exhaustion. Security was intense. Secret Service checkpoints, heavy police presence, and long lines. Despite the tension, there were no major security breaches or arrests tied to the parade. One man was arrested for carrying a pistol at a checkpoint, highlighting D.C.'s strict gun laws. The day before, protests led to over 50 arrests at the Supreme Court. Managing the crowds and safety was a monumental task for emergency services. The city's calm was hard-won, a testament to relentless vigilance. As tanks rolled in D.C., protests erupted nationwide under the banner No Kings. In Philadelphia, 80,000 gathered peacefully. New York saw 25,000 march in the rain. Celebrities and lawmakers joined, amplifying the message of resistance. Not all protests were peaceful. Clashes in Los Angeles, violence in San Francisco and Georgia, and a tragic shooting in Minnesota that left 2 lawmakers wounded. The violence cast a shadow over the day, underscoring the nation's deep divisions. Most protests were peaceful, but the risk of escalation was ever present. The day's events showed a country split between celebration and dissent. The cost of division was measured in injuries, arrests, and lives forever changed. June 14th revealed 2 Americas, one celebrating military might, the other marching for democracy. Polls showed 64% of Americans opposed the parade's government funding, with sharp partisan divides. The day ended with hospitalizations, arrests, and tragedy, not unity. The parade, meant as a show of strength, became a symbol of division. Corporate sponsorships and protests challenged the event's meaning at every turn. The fireworks couldn't hide the storm of discord. What does patriotism mean now? A grand display or the courage to dissent? The answer remains elusive as America's 2 realities march on, side by side.